In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear inside fender liner on this GMC Acadia. This will be located inside of your rear wheel well. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we have to do is safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Once you've done that, we're going to continue on to removing all 6 of our 22mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our inside fender liner. There's several different pieces of mounting hardware that we're going to have to pay attention to on this. It has several T15 mounting screws that make their way pretty much all the way around this, holding it in place. You're also going to find that you have a push clip right next to your rear shock. Up above that, you have a small twistable clip. This is going to be the last thing that we remove and the first thing that we reinstall for the installation process. But before we start taking anything apart on the inside here, let's make our way down along the bottom on the front and start removing this small flap. To start removing this, you're going to find that you have 3 7mm headed mounting bolts holding it in place. We'll be inspecting the mounting hardware as we continue. Replace everything as necessary. A quick inspection, we'll set it aside, make our way back up inside the wheel well. In the wheel well area, we're going to start with our little plastic push clip, which is just forward of our rear shock. To remove this, you can use pretty much any small prying device. I'm using a small trim tool, but essentially you just want to carefully pry out the center to unlock it. And then you can remove the outer portion. Now let's start removing our T15 mounting screws. As I mentioned, we're going to save the twistable plastic clip for last. Let's continue making our way rearward. With all the mounting screws out of there, let's start separating it from along the bumper cover on the fender on the back side. Just pull that right out of place. Now let's do the same for the forward side. Continuing from here, it's time to make our way to that center twistable clip. Now we'll pull this out of place. There it is, friend. Okay, friend, it's time for installation of our rear fender liner. We'll take this and start putting it in position, aligning the center so we can install that plastic clip. Just looking for that stud on the body of the vehicle. We'll install our plastic clip, just slide it right up onto that stud. Sometimes you can press it, other times you need to twist it. The next thing we're going to do is start tucking this into the proper positioning. With that in place, we'll start in some of our mounting screws here. Making our way towards the front, we're going to start sliding this into the proper positioning as well. That'll make its way behind this rubber seal. Once you feel as though you have it in the proper placement, go ahead and start in those 3 mounting screws along this side. Make our way underneath this area for our forward flap. All 3 of those 7mm headed mounting bolts will come from the forward side of this. While holding this in place, let's make sure everything's nice and tight. In the wheel well here, we've got our T15. Reinstall your plastic clip just in front of that rear shock there. To install your plastic clips, you want to press in the outer portion and then lock it in by pressing in the inner portion. Once everything's installed, go ahead and double check to make sure it's properly secured in place. One last quick inspection in the area and we can reinstall our wheel. Start on all 6 of your 22mm lug nuts. We'll bottom them out. Get the wheel safely on the ground and torque these to 140 foot-pounds. The wheel back on the ground, we'll torque these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay, friend, we finished the installation of our inside fender liner. At this point, it's always a good idea to take your vehicle for a road test and listen for any funny noises. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.